Alright guys, we're here to talk about the baby combo. So what is the baby combo? Why is it called the baby combo? I don't know why it's called that. It is kind of a ridiculous name if you ask me. I have no idea why it became to be called that. Heard from way back, maybe it was a player that had a name, Baby or something like that, and they invented this combo or came up with this combination. But this is basically started off as a Germany Soviet deck using the autocannon effect of 2 damage to HQ when you deploy a unit combined with some other cards to be able to effectively do an OTK, a one-turn kill. And with the breakthrough expansion, there's now a couple of new ways to do this. There's more options for allies and a couple of new ways to accomplish this one-turn kill using this baby combo. So this video, I'm going to take you through the critical cards that you need to create the baby combo, how they work, what the synergies are, and then you'll be able to watch about 5 games that will include all of the different allies in order to show you how they all sort of work. We'll show you how they all work in actual play. So if you have any questions about the deck, leave a comment down below, ask a question, leave a comment, and while you're down there, don't forget, tap that subscribe button so you get notified of my next videos. And if you enjoy the video and the content, hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. Alright, so to run baby combo effectively, you need to have basically the autocannon in your deck. You're running Germany. This is the only elite you need to run this deck. Autocannon obviously is the core of the whole thing. It's the one that deals the damage to the HQ. I'm sure everybody's aware of autocannon and what it does. When you deploy a unit, it deals 2 damage to the enemy HQ. So the question is, how do you deploy enough units in one turn that you can completely annihilate your opponent and end the game right then and there? And the answer is simple. It comes with some synergies with some of the other cards that are available. First one being Rush Production. So this card, when you deploy a unit, deal 1 damage to the unit that you deployed and gain 1 credit. So this is allowing you to deploy a cheap unit with only 1 health and have it get killed by the Rush Production and replace its credit slot back so that you can keep playing other units. So this is what allows you to sort of get this combo off earlier in the game. If you're lucky enough to get all the cards very early, you can pull it off because this card will give you credits in return. You get your credits back as you're deploying units. Typically, this card's a common or a standard, so you're going to want to have all 4 of these in your deck to make it easier to find them. Kicking the combo off with 2 of these is ideal because then you're getting 2 credits back and dealing 2 damage. That allows you to use more variety of units in the combo to get that OTK done. And in order to be able to do this, you need a draw engine of some sort. So you need to be able to, once you empty your hand out and dole out all that damage, you need a way to pull more cards off your deck so that you could keep finishing them off, because you will need to play anywhere from 8 to 12 cards. It depends on if you've done damage already to the HQ, if you were able to get a bit of pings on it, or if they did some damage themselves, or if they've done some healing. You may need to do more or less around that number of units to get deployed. Basically 3 allies that will work with Germany right now in the current state of the game, and because of breakthrough we now have France and USA that can pull off baby combo. Previously it was only with the Soviet tokens. There was no other way to do it. That was the #1 way and only way, and where it originated from. But now with France, we have the Phony War card, which gives us an amazing draw engine. That's really what was missing, right? Because Germany has a lot of draw to be able to mill through your deck and pick cards from the best 3 or from the top 3, pick 1, discard the other 2 to the bottom of your deck, but it didn't have like a powerful draw engine. Phony War gives you that. It allows you to completely fill your hand up after you've emptied it. So Phony War is a critical card to pull the combo off with France. And this is in order from what I think is the hardest to easiest to pull this off. I found France to be the complete hardest one, whereas with the other ones, as we get through this, we'll see it was a lot easier. But it is possible with France now using Phony War. So looking at Soviets, I call them the #2 now, not the #1. The #2 because they're still pretty easy to pull off, but you need a few more cards to pull it off. Like you need the reserves, so you need to have 3 reserves in your hand, and you need to have the autocannon plus 2 Rush Production. So you're looking for 5 cards really to get into your hand before you can pull this off. Not to mention if you need 1 or 2 other units to be able to sort of finish it off. As with reserves, add 2 light infantry to your hand. As you know, the next one will add a 3 light infantry, and then your third one will add 4. So altogether with 3 reserves, you get 9 light infantry. They all only have 1 health and cost 1 credit to deploy. So you only need 1 Rush Production technically to pull it off with reserves. But in the event that you need to use another unit that maybe has 2 health, it's safer with 2 Rush Productions, I find, but you can definitely pull this off with just 1. Completely depends on the state of the game. That'll give you 18 damage off reserves. So you can do the rest of the math to figure out if you need more or less around that. Lesser of Two Evils is the new breakthrough card. This is an amazing draw card for the purposes of this deck, at least. You get to pull top 2 cards off your deck, and then you have to pick one card to discard. So you could pick some crap card that maybe you don't need for the game or the situation. You could just get rid of it and keep the good cards that you need to try to build the combo out. Bloody Sickle is just always a staple because it allows you to mill through your deck every time you use it. You can deal 1 damage. Great for slowing down Jaggro in the beginning. The final ally that this works with that I found was the easiest to kick off, the easiest one to get working was USA. So basically the draw engine for USA, I was using Industrial Might. Basically, once you've deployed all the units out of your hand, throw the Industrial Might, you get to draw a card for every unit you've deployed that turn. So it could be basically another 5 or 6 cards, depending on how many units you put out. Again, you want to get the 2 rush productions, the autocannon going, 1 Industrial Might in your hand, and just a bunch of cheap units. This unit, especially from Breakthrough, is super useful because if you don't have all of these in your hand, this is another sort of mini draw engine. They will replace themselves as you play them, so they just go out, get killed, grab the next one off your deck, right? And allows you to get even more units out. This USA, I think, is the most flexible, especially if you're going against like a British or Soviet with healing engines in them that will get the HQ up to 25, 26. You could still wipe those out pretty easily with US because the draw is so powerful to be able to pound through that healing and still get the OTK done. So those are the 3 allies. And so the key German cards we'll look at here, the Arado is just great if the opponent has started off and built up some board. You play an Arado, it helps you draw an order. It's really useful to help find rush productions or your reserves or your other draw engine cards, Phony War, whatever it is you're looking for. Africa Core is another one that gives you a second opportunity to find an autocannon, and if you could get 2 autocannons going at once, 4 damage per card, this combo becomes completely insane. You only need 4 or 5 cards to kick that off. That's crazy, but it's doable if you can get lucky enough to get 2 autocannons. But this gives you another shot at an autocannon. In any case, since it's an elite, there's only 1 in your deck, so this card here allows you to have a second chance to try to get it sooner. The Spoils of War is another German card you'll use for your draw power. You pick 3 off the top of your deck, keep 1, put the other 2 back at the bottom of your deck. So Panzer 38T allows you to deploy draw cards, so it just replaces itself, allows you to basically mill through your deck quickly to find the cards that you need. Same with this Panzer 3H, choosing, it's like a Spoils of War on a stick with the Panzer 3H, basically the same effect on deployment. So those are the cards. That's basically how the combo works. That's kind of stuff you're looking for. You're basically just building up your hand to get the combo all set up in your hand, and then you're just dumping your hand on the board and OTKing your opponent. Now, if you're trying to figure out how to keep this a secret, it's kind of tricky. Spoils of War, for example, is a card that's never played anytime, anywhere, ever in this game, realistically. Typically, when you see a Spoils of War, 95% of the time, you can be sure you're up against baby combo. So, basically, once you see that, you know you're basically playing a race against the clock here. You need to kill the opponent before they get their baby combo kicked off, or likewise for you, you want to get the baby combo kicked off before they kill you, obviously. That's the whole goal of the game, but just sort of giving you some ideas what you can look for if you're actually going against this. What the key cards are now that are in play, so you can identify you're up against it and try to annihilate the opponent before they annihilate you. So let's go ahead and watch the games. 1 French game, 2 Soviet games, and 2 USA games. Enjoy the games. Check it out. It's pretty entertaining to watch. If you're doling it out, being on the receiving end of this stuff is never fun, but it's definitely fun to dole it out every once in a while.